We keep asking the question, what is a woman? And we've asked this of a Supreme Court judicial nominee. We've asked this of so many politicians. Of course, those on the left can never answer the question, what is a woman? Now, after the Nashville shooting, we have another question. What is a man? Aubrey Hale, the shooter, who tried to be Aiden, answered the question in her own way. It was, in many ways, quite the same answer that had been given by drag queens. Drag queens tried to pretend to be a woman by making it a complete caricature. High heels, lipstick, lots of giggles, the Dylan Mulvaney thing. It has as much relationship to a woman as the woman that we saw on the video shooting up the Nashville school did, who dressed up like a man, bought the camel pants, had the guns. J.K. Rowling has said that with the transgender movement, a woman becomes an idea in the head of a man. In this case, in Aubrey's case, a man was an idea in the head of a woman. And both ways, the transgender movement produces extreme caricatures. Very few drag queens want to spend 30 years working in nursing or as elementary school teachers. And the opposite, you can call them drag kings. Very few of them want to spend 30 years, 40 years working as steel workers or as law enforcement officers. What they want is the extreme caricature. To Aubrey Hale, the idea of a man was brutal, violent, and insane. It was terrorize and kill. The real men are the ones that we actually saw on the video. Those were the ones who went in and very quickly and professionally took her down and saved the lives of who knows how many children at the Covenant Church School. The difference between masculinity and femininity, those differences, they depend very much on innate nature. They're things that are fundamentally a part of us, but they're also obviously how we live them out. There are bad qualities and good qualities associated with both masculinity and femininity. In recent years, we've had this push to declare that there is a toxic masculinity. And the idea that there is something fundamentally wrong with being masculine is just as perverse as the idea that there's something wrong with being feminine. Gender, sex are very good things. They're fundamentally innate to who we are and what we need to function as a society. And that's something we can see over and over again, especially in the face of the transgender movement, in the face of a movement that says that people are interchangeable, that men and women are basically the same, that we can be anybody we want to be. The pursuit of trying to be anybody we want to be ultimately leads to insanity. The transgender population is one that has extremely high suicide rates. We've seen numbers like 40% suicide attempts, 80% suicide ideation. The idea of gender affirming care, Biden recently said that it would be sinful to deny that. It is sinful to prop up somebody's delusions. It's sinful to allow somebody to destroy their own lives, whether it's a homeless person on the streets of San Francisco suffering from a fentanyl overdose, or Aubrey Hale allowed to believe that she could become Aiden, finally to lash out and kill mostly women and girls at that school. The fundamental crisis of our society is that we have lost sight of our meaning, of our purpose, and of who we actually are, of our inner selves. The American dream has in some ways been transformation, but it's never been a transformation detached from fundamental realities of humanity. When we create this notion that we can become anybody, that we can detach ourselves from ourselves, then the result is destruction. The result is this kind of nightmarish monstrosity. People have speculated whether testosterone may have played a role in the Covenant School shootings in Nashville. Well, one of the interesting things about the use of testosterone, which is used by women trying to become men, is that the use of testosterone to suppress menstrual cycles leads not only to more aggression, but it leads to uncontrolled anger and aggression. Studies have found when it actually fails to do its trick and suppress menstrual cycles. You can see some of that in the actions of Aubrey Hale, who could never suppress who she really was and responded by trying to kill women and girls. Transgender serial killers, we have seen over and over again, tend to lash out at women and girls. They want to be somebody they can't be, and failing to do that, they destroy everything around them. Constructive masculine and feminine identities are based on asserting who we are, on constructing things, on building things. That is something that both men and women in their own unique ways are particularly gifted to be able to do, whether it's within the scope of a family or within the scope of a society. Men and women can heroically use their masculine and feminine natures to build, to create, to construct. Those who deny their natures will only destroy. Thank you for listening.